Just a quick disclaimer. This video is entirely educational. What I'm showing is simply an example, not any kind of financial guidance. Everyone's outcomes vary, so take it as a reference to learn from. When I first jumped into crypto, I had no plan. I was just glued to the headlines and throwing money at whatever looked hot. For a while, it felt like luck was on my side. My balance kept climbing. Then one nasty crash wiped it all out overnight. That hit made it obvious. I didn't have a repeatable system. I almost skipped a painfully simple routine I later found, but turning it into daily practice changed everything. Discipline beat impulse. I cut out the noise and I stuck to the process. That habit made my results steady. I'll walk you through the full method step by step. But before we jump headfirst into the system, there's one roadblock you've got to know about. It's the same spot where most newcomers stumble. I still remember opening Pump Fund for the first time and thinking, wow, this looks way too easy. The interface was so smooth it gave me fake confidence, like I had everything figured out. But as I went deeper, tiny glitches started creeping in under the surface. They didn't look serious at first, but those small issues can snowball fast if you're not ready. So before we go any further, let's iron them out and keep your setup running clean. Go ahead and open Photon, then set the filter to Pump Fund. Instantly, you'll see a never-ending rush of tokens flying across your screen. It feels like watching a highway jam packed at top speed. They keep appearing one after another, giving you barely a second to react. Everything updates live, without a single pause or delay. Hesitate even for a moment, and you'll miss it completely. This stage is all about staying locked in and moving fast. Now flip the filter over to Raydium CPMM, and you'll instantly feel the difference. The wild flow calms down, turning into a more controlled rhythm. Tokens start rolling in one at a time, giving you space to read the charts and actually process what's happening. Liquidity looks balanced, volume moves smoothly, and the caps stay steady. This is where seasoned traders usually operate. Stick around, I'll walk you through how to pick out the setups that truly stand out. When I first thought about launching my own token, it honestly felt like some elite-level mission, something only hardcore developers could pull off. I imagined myself buried in smart contract code for weeks, bouncing between failed tutorials and confusing scripts. I figured it'd either drain my time or my wallet if I hired someone else. But then I found MoonTool, and it flipped the whole narrative. No coding, no chaos. Just fill in your details, adjust a few options, and your token's live. If you've ever made a social media account, you're already ahead of the curve. Since then, I've rolled out multiple tokens, and what used to look like an impossible grind turned out to be surprisingly effortless. Before you do anything else, you'll need a logo, basically the visual signature of your token. I usually handle mine in Canva since it's easy to navigate and still delivers a crisp, polished result. Your design can draw from any idea, trend, or character that catches your attention. For this one, I'm basing my concept on Lucia from Zenless Zone Zero. She's got an awesome look that fits the vibe I want. After you upload the image, make sure it's set to 128 by 128 pixels. Take a moment to really inspect it. If anything looks a bit fuzzy, off-center, or stretched, fix those details until the image is crisp and balanced. Those small tweaks seriously level up how professional your token looks. When it's perfect, save the file and move on. Okay, open MoonTool and link it to your Phantom wallet. The connection should complete almost instantly. On the setup screen, enter Lucia Coin as the token name and Lucia as the symbol. The description field is optional, so you can skip it if you'd like. Then upload the logo you made in Canva, double-check that it's sharp and properly centered, and click Next to continue. You don't need to touch the decimals or total supply. MoonTool automatically handles all of that for you. Everything runs behind the scenes, so there's no coding or manual setup involved. Once the process finishes, just hit Next to continue. The verification step might show a small 0.1 Solana charge, but don't overthink it. That part's optional. I usually decline it right away and continue by clicking Next. Keeps the process smooth and fast. If you've already built a small following or set up a page for your project, this section is where you can drop those links. It helps new users discover your work and keep up with updates. And if you don't have anything ready yet, that's totally fine. Raydium doesn't require it. Just hit skip and continue. At this point, you'll notice a 0.3 Solana fee. Think of it as a permanent safeguard for your token. It automatically disables the freeze, mint, and update options, locking your contract forever. No one, not even you, can make changes after this. It's a strong step toward making your project more reliable and trustworthy. Once that's done, click Launch My Token Now to finalize everything. Pause here for a moment. This is a crucial checkpoint. Your wallet will prompt you to confirm the transaction, so just press confirm. A few more windows may show up afterward, but that's completely normal since the system's verifying your action. After it's done, your token launches instantly and becomes permanently sealed on the blockchain for good. Now it's time to move on to the liquidity setup. Open up Raydium and start creating a brand new pool from scratch. The interface is super intuitive. Every step is clearly labeled. So even if this is your first time setting one up, you'll glide through the process without any hassle. Head over to the User Token tab and paste your contract address carefully. Even a single typo will break the connection completely. Double check it before continuing. Then type Lucia as the symbol and Lucia Coin as the token name. Click Add User Token to make sure Raydium recognizes it properly. Once that's saved, you can move on to setting up liquidity. Out of your total supply of 1 billion tokens, I recommend pairing roughly 900 million with Solana. That balance keeps trades steady, boosts early volume, and helps your project start off with momentum. This is the stage where you decide how much Solana you want to connect to your token. Personally, I usually hit the max button to allocate nearly everything, but I always leave about 0.2 Solana untouched to cover future gas fees. That small reserve saves you from running into approval errors or stuck transactions later on. Once that's squared away, it's time to pick your trade fee. I typically go with 2% since it creates a good balance between consistent trading activity and solid liquidity growth over time. Of course, you can tweak it to fit your own project's strategy. Now, you've reached the closing step. Press Initialize Liquidity Pool, and your wallet will bring up a quick confirmation screen. Approve the action, then wait a few seconds for it to finalize. After that, your token's out in the open on Solana. Active, visible, and ready for anyone to start trading. Open Photon one more time and make sure the Raydium filter is active. This ensures you're only seeing newly listed tokens. Scroll carefully through the list, and when your token appears, that's confirmation it's live and ready for trading. To keep an eye on your token, head over to DEXScreener and open a chart for any coin. Swap out the contract address in the URL with your token's address, press enter, and all the metrics will load. Another option is to just type its name in the search bar and pick it from the list. When the chart loads, you'll notice the price bouncing constantly. It might seem wild, but most of that movement comes from bots making super fast trades and snatching tiny gains repeatedly. Their speed is insane, so regular traders often don't even catch it. This activity usually creates hype and pulls in early buyers eager to join. By the way, getting in right at launch gives you a head start over the rest. Holding early often smooths out price swings as new buyers come in. Once your position is set, the chart usually trends upward, letting you profit without non-stop trades. If you prefer, you can pull out your liquidity at any time. For now, I'm just keeping an eye on the chart. During this step, you have to watch liquidity and market cap carefully. Minor investor movements can make a big difference, so stay alert and precise. This stage is critical for laying the groundwork and guiding the overall flow of the project. When all the numbers line up, we can continue to the next section. First, take sure your wallet is connected to Raydium. It has to match the one used to launch your token, otherwise balances won't sync. The connection typically happens right away. Next, open the Portfolio tab and switch to Liquidity. Your tokens and any liquidity positions should be visible there. If they don't appear instantly, don't worry. Raydium sometimes takes 10 to 15 minutes to refresh. Once they're up, click the minus icon, set it to 100%, choose Solana for payout, and select Remove Liquidity. Approve the transaction in Phantom and leave the window active in case of extra pop-ups. When the withdrawal is done, you'll see a confirmation window appear on your screen. Then check your wallet to confirm that every balance matches what you anticipated. At this point, everything's operating perfectly. No glitches on the platform, and the method is solid. Maintaining a consistent routine ensures this stability. When the market activity ramps up, that's your green light to get back in. Just so you know, using this approach consistently usually produces reliable results, and repeating it can make your outcomes more predictable. I'm not affiliated with MoonTool, Photon, or Raydium. This is purely educational. Check the description and pinned comment for all the links.